So he's one of the most promising senior NCAA player of the 2024 year. He is what I can say the Oregon State Beavers captain, you know, full NCAA course. Of course, I'm with that over athletic, two guard. I am with Dexter Akanno. Dexter, how are you, Ben?
Good. How about you?
Oh, I'm perfect. So, was the intro hype enough, or did I miss something?
No, it was good. It was good.
That's good. So, I'm just going to ask you a few questions. I am first of all, going to start off with your college career so far, and I am going to, raise crescendo to some questions about your professional career that is probably upcoming, maybe your decisions, your future decisions, etc. And we're just going to end up this interview with a little game together, but I'm keeping it a secret. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Does that sound good for you?
Yeah, that's good.
All
That's
right,
good.
perfect. So I am just going to start with a pretty simple question, Dexter. Can you introduce yourself to French people who are watching us a little bit?
Yeah. So my name is Dexter Akanno. I'm here playing for Oregon State University. I'm a two guard here at Oregon, and I'm in my last year, entering my last couple of games here at Oregon State.
All right, so that's perfect. So you are in your senior year in Oregon since last, as you said, it's your last year in college. So I'm going to ask you that question. What do you think so far about your college career when you look forward to your 5 years you've spent in two different colleges, two first years in Marquette and three next year in Oregon State? What do you think?
Obviously, it wasn't, that much of a winning career, but I think off the court, the amount of people that I was able to, interact with, and I learned so much from all the people, coming up throughout these 5 years here at Oregon State and at Marquette. I think it was very successful in that, standpoint. And sure, I just can't wait to see where my professional career goes moving forward.
That sounds great, man. And so I'm just gonna make, your player profile from what I've been able to see and from what I've been able, to put together as pieces. So let me know if I'm saying some shit, all right? So from what
Okay.
I saw, you are a very athletic two guard. I really saw it like, I was watching one of your games you had in December against UCLA. You were, in a demonstration of your athleticism. It was just incredible for me. You are you're having a great mid-range shot that is pretty reliable for your team. You also are a reliable three-point shooter. You're very improved through all your 5 years in college. Your three-point shooting is from what I've been able to see. And so you also have a great stealing instinct, especially, during that last year because you're turning at more than one steal per game right now. And, you are, from what I think, a very impressive defender because from what I saw, you're able to guard anybody from deep point guard to the small forward position. Did I miss something? Maybe that you want to jump on something else, or was that good?
No, yeah, I think that's right. I think really that's my aim is to be a defensive stopper for any team that I play for. Making sure to, make plays on the defensive end and then obviously offensive end, try and make plays wherever that may, unfold throughout the offense. So shooting's definitely been a part where I'm trying to, improve on, and I'm glad that I was able to kind of show that throughout this year. So,
All right. I'm gonna make a main comparison because when I was staring at your profile, I was like, damn, that man really reminds me of one particular NBA player, and I would like you to tell me if you think it's a great comparison. But for me, you literally are a new version of Corey Brewer, but with a three-point shot. Do you think that it could be a good comparison?
yeah, I think as far as for right now, I think that's a pretty good comparison. Definitely known as a defender, and then making plays on the offensive end here and there. I think I'm probably a little shorter than Corey Brewer.
Yeah, because you
So,
could play
what I'm
small
aiming,
forward.
yeah, he's, primarily a three. really the guys that I look up to is maybe like a Marcus Smart.
Yeah.
Um, just like guys kind of like in that kind of run where they're not as defensive stoppers, but obviously have you know capabilities on the offensive end of
Yeah.
hitting the open three, being able to slash into the paint. So I think I could provide that for teams.
All right. Yeah, that sounds perfect. So I wasn't that far, and you've anticipated my next question because I was going to ask you to which player, sorry, you were comparing yourself right now, or you could compare your way of playing the game basketball. So you're comparing yourself more to a kind of Marcus Smart type of player?
Yeah, Marcus Smart. I mean, I have other guys in my mind. I just can't think right now. But I
Maybe,
think the main one that I've always been, thinking
yeah.
about is Marcus Smart. So
Marcus Smart. Yeah. As a
yeah,
two guard, maybe that I have a comparison. Maybe that you've maybe been able to play against him during your first years in NCAA. You remind me a lot of Devonta Jordan. He was playing for the Buffalo Bulls. Did you had the opportunity to play against him? Maybe.
no, I wasn't able to play against him. No, I wasn't able to play against him.
All right, but you totally the same kind of player. Pretty athletic, two guards, able to defend, able to be very efficient at mid-range. You're totally that kind of player. So I am going to ask you the biggest question of this interview. I'm going, to put everything in context for the people who are watching us. You are in your last year in college. You've registered one of your years, so that's why you've been able to play during 5 years. You are eligible to the 2024 NBA draft. According to a few mock drafts, including ESPN's, you are projected undrafted. My question is the following one. You totally are the type of player who's able, who can be able, or who have the potential to be incredible overseas, especially in Europe. I'm going to make you a little comparison with one of my favorite professional players that totally have the same kind of college career that you had. I'm going to talk to you, maybe you know him, about Ronald March. Ronald March, he was playing for Arkansas, if I'm not wrong, during the beginning of the 2010s, and he decided to move on to Europe. He started playing in India, if I'm not wrong. Then he moved to Switzerland, and he spent over 4 years here in France. And at the end of his you know French journey, he literally was the kind of guy that literally was in the MVP discussion in our home championship. What do you think about that? Do you consider the possibility of coming to play overseas and especially in Europe?
Right. I think, I mean, all the cards are on the table right now. I think it just depends on what agency I sign with and what my agent says.
Yeah.
But, I mean, obviously growing up, the dream is to play, in the NBA. But,
Yeah.
I mean, God willing, if, God says that, it's best for me to, stay overseas and play a little bit overseas or whatever, my career ends up. I mean, just go with the flow with it. And then obviously just trust in God and understand that he has my best interests at heart and he knows, the path, whatever path is, best for me, that aligns with his plan.
All right. And I'm going to ask you another question. It's a little bit more about your perception of Europe and NCAA players' perception about Europe because, I'm going to say since, half of the 20 teens, being out of an NCAA course, sorry, and going to play overseas was generally considered as a failure. But from what I saw, since, the Wemby hype, it's, maybe a little bit more considered as I will say swagger to play overseas. And we have a lot of, pretty good American players overseas. I could, quote about some players like Jabari Parker, who's playing right now in Barcelona. In France, we had Ronald March. We had, former second round pick Frank Mason III. We had Terry Tarpe, who's French but who played a full NCAA course with William and Mary. We have Matt Lewis, who played in G League for 2 years. What's your perception as a player of Europe right now?
Right. I think, the European game is definitely, rising. It's not what it used to be. And, I mean, shoot, I mean, just making a professional career anywhere it's not easy. So I wouldn't say that it would be a failure. I mean, even like looking at places like the G League as well, like I don't consider any of that a failure. I mean, there's so many players that I know playing overseas that are having great careers, making a lot of money, having an impact on the world, and being able to travel the world and see these different places. I think it's a blessing, honestly. And obviously, I'm open to it. I'm open to definitely playing, overseas, playing, anywhere professionally. So I mean, it's exciting. And then, like you said, guys like Wemby, guys like Frank Mason, guys that I know personally, like Marcus Howard,
Yeah, Marcus
playing
Howard.
overseas. I mean, they're having great careers over there. And moving forward, I mean, you see what Wemby's doing, tearing up the league. It's definitely rising. The level of play is definitely rising. So it's exciting.
Yeah, I'm just going to ask you a little question about, if you had the opportunity to choose to play for X or Y team, just give me three teams, one in the league, one in G League, and maybe your favorite one in Europe. For which kind of, what team would you like to play for if you had the choice?
Right. I mean, I'm a hometown guy, so I'm always gonna say the Lakers. From Los Angeles originally, and grew up, looking through, the windows of Staples Center, and always wanted to go to a game. So I just have to say that. Obviously, I'm open to any, NBA team. And then G League, I don't know specifically what, kind of team, any team that honestly, gives me the opportunity to, play my game and contribute to winning is obviously okay with me. And then overseas, kind of the same thing. I mean, I have areas that I would like to play at. Um, I still need to kind of get a little bit more well-versed in kind of the EuroLeague scene and different teams that's available to play for in EuroLeague. But obviously, I want to play at the highest level. So
Yeah.
if it's EuroLeague, obviously the highest level in EuroLeague for sure.
All right. If I could throw a down with you a little bit one, from where I, personally think that you could play if we're talking about Europe, we're talking about G League, I really see you, be able to play in Team Ignite because they're rising right now during the following years, sorry. And if I had to say a team in Europe that I think you will perfectly fit, I think it's right now in France because we have a team that is playing in European competition, the Euro Cup, that is called Dijon. Digon, Dijon, and they're playing in Europe, and they literally miss defensive two guards. So if you're having the opportunity to play overseas, come here, come here, and I'll be
Okay.
glad to cover you with my newspaper. So right now, I'm going, to play a little game with you. Um, I would like you to quickly, tell me each player at every position, so point guard to center, of the best NCAA players that you've played with or against. It depends on who do you think is the best.
Okay. Man, that's a tough one. I'd probably say point guard, play with. I'm gonna have to give it to Marcus Howard. I mean,
Yeah.
absolutely just an insane score. I mean, I've seen him go into halftime with, 2 points or whatever and finish the game with 30 points. So 30, 35 points. It's insane to see. And he's doing his thing overseas. And I think Basconia is that.
Yeah,
I think that's
yeah,
what he's playing at.
he's playing in Spain.
Um, yeah, in Spain. So he's doing his thing over there. Shooting guard, I'll probably say, I played with I played against Benedict Mathurin of Arizona,
Oh yeah.
and he's now Indiana Pacers, and he was pretty nice. I mean, you can maybe slide him to the three, but I'll probably say him at the two.
Yeah, he's more like a two, pretty offensive two.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, highly athletic, can shoot the ball. He has his full game. He has a full game for sure. And then at the three, I'll probably three. Let me think. We got um, who was really good was I didn't really play against him, but Paul Scruggs
Hmm.
out of Xavier.
Oh
He
yeah.
definitely gave us a problem. He definitely gave us a problem when I was at Marquette. So he was really good. Another one that I could say is Sakar Annam. I played with him at Marquette. He
Yeah.
was really the two, but you slide him to the three. I mean, just one of the best defenders I ever played against in practice, going out of that practice and stuff like that. And then seeing him on the court, it was, I mean, very physical, really can move his feet.
Yeah.
So he was really good. The four,
Let me guess. You played
I'm
against
not.
Benkero?
Oh, no, I haven't played against, that's actually one player I haven't played against. I haven't played against Bencaro.
Oh yeah.
Um, the four, if we're talking, I mean, college that I played against, um, I would probably say my boy, Jabari Walker.
Oh
He played at
yeah.
Colorado, and he's now at Portland.
Yeah, he's
He
cooking in
didn't,
Portland.
yeah. He's doing good. He's doing real good. Um, I'll probably say Jabari Walker. I'm missing so many names too, which is crazy because I'm thinking about it now. I could have said Zaire Williams at
Oh
the three.
yeah.
He played for Stanford, and I played AAU with him. But anyway, at the five, I'll probably say maybe probably Christian Coloco.
Oh
He's
yeah.
pretty good.
He's
Yeah,
locked
he
down.
played at Arizona. Man, like nothing's going past him. And then he's just real smart on the defensive end.
Oh yeah.
Offensively, I mean, he just does his job. So, I mean, I'm missing a lot of players, but I'll probably say those five for right now that I'm thinking of. Those are the five that come to mind right now.
That literally could have been, a Duke or Kentucky starting five. And
Yeah, I mean, just amazing players for sure.
anyway, I'm going to ask you my final question. It's more, a hard question right now. For you as a player, who's your favorite player of all time? Who inspired you? Who gave you that love for the game of basketball?
Oh, for sure, Kobe Bryant. I mean, growing up in LA, I mean, he was just plastered everywhere. And he was the first person that, I really watched and really studied, growing up. I mean, just taking his work ethic, dedication, obsession with the game, and that kind of instilled into my, own perception of the game and what I
Yeah,
try to, exude, every time I get out there on the court, whether it's with the lights on in the game or, lights on by myself, shooting baskets in the morning, waking up early to get shots up. I mean, that's kind of the player that I always looked up to.
yeah, right. So Dexter, I couldn't thank you even more for that interview. I'm getting a little bit emotional because, like I said, it's my very first interview with an ACAA player. So all I can do is thank you a lot, and I wish you to have, the best last games and tournament that you can have during the rest of the season. Thank you so much for accepting this interview, Dexter.
Yeah, no problem. And thank you. You did a great job, and I really did enjoy our time together. So
Thank
thank
you.
you.
I'll be following the rest of your season. Take care, bro.
Okay, take care. Thank you.